Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Welcome to our third and final step in the process of how to install Regal Ideas Picket railing. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you've ever sneezed in your life, click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of future updates as well, click the bell icon as well. All right, enough of that, let's get cracking. First off, we've been through, if you've followed along, if you haven't followed along, you might want to go back to step 1 and step 2. This is step 3. This is the part where we're going to actually put the infill into the railing to complete it. Step 1 was installing the posts and figuring out our layout. Step 2 was installing the top and bottom rails, cutting them to length, and figuring out, making sure everything stays nice and plumb, how to get the top rail in, and so on. So step 3 is installing our pickets. Now, if you've ever installed aluminum picket railing before, some systems you actually have to put a vinyl insert in the top and the bottom. Now, Regal Ideas has one for glass, but what's unique about their aluminum rail system is you don't have to use a top or a bottom vinyl insert. The top and bottom rails actually have a groove in them that locks the pickets in place. So this is all predetermined, it's pre-engineered. I'm gonna open up this package of pickets very carefully and take one of these out. Okay, so these pickets are made for a 36-inch high rail, and it's what we're installing today. So you can see at the top and at the bottom of each one of these pickets, there's a pre-chamfered groove. All right, it's on 2 sides of the picket. All right, those chamfers or notches fit in to a top and bottom rail. They fit into the groove in the top and bottom rail, so they kind of lock in. That's what makes this rail system super strong. And they can have this type of a bottom rail and it doesn't flex. Even though this is a short run, if it was a longer run, it's still not gonna flex. Kids can stand on it, it's not gonna break, okay? They do make a U-channel insert for longer runs in case of kids are doing that. So the thing is, when you're putting these in, you kind of make sure they gotta click in, okay? So you give them a little love. Okay, now I don't know if you heard that, but that was the top part of this picket clicking in. So the way that I do this, each pack of pickets comes with picket spacers. I'm going to share with you how I install pickets. It may not be the way anybody else does it, but this is the way I do it, okay? So that's why you're watching. You want to know how the doctor does it? This is how the doctor does it. First of all, mathematically, it's going to be really hard for you to say, okay, if I space out all my pickets and I subtract this much by this and then I add this, and I can start out with this width. Okay, if you're a mathematician, more power to you. I'm going to take a different approach, okay? I'm just going to imagine that my first picket is installed with the width of a picket spacer, and I'll get into that in a little bit, okay? Now we just go through and we start installing pickets and picket spacers. So here's a picket spacer. They snap right on. Very easy. Boom. Here's another picket. And you just keep adding picket spacers as you go to create your run. It's actually pretty easy work. I just always make sure I shove it down first. And then you snap the top, you grab your spacers. All these spacers are the exact same length. Depending on the weather, sometimes it's harder to snap on your pickets. You might need to grab yourself a mallet or something like that to finish your setup. So we might grab one in a minute. But right now this is slapping together so easy. Thing is, you gotta be careful. As you get towards the end, you can see how I'm running out of room over here? I might be able to get one more picket in before I need to figure out how many more pickets I need. All right, so if I just do a quick surmise here, I'll need 1, 2, I'm gonna need 3 more pickets to finish my run. So I'm gonna put those in all together now, okay? Put in 1, and I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, this is the time where I'm gonna grab a mallet. A rubber mallet's gonna help you do things a little bit smoother, easier, quicker, okay? So I got my first one in. There's number 2. Here's number 3. Okay? All right, so now you're asking yourself, okay, well, how do you figure out those last 2 spaces? Well, the way I like to lay out my Regal ideas, I like both ends to match about the same width. About the same width. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Nobody's gonna know an 1/8 inch difference. But right now, I got 4 inches over here and 2 3/4 over here, or so. So the first thing is, I've kind of loosely snapped this thing together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bottom, I'm just gonna lightly tap everything over to pick up any slack that I may have created while making the spacers. Okay, or while I was installing the pickets. So now what I have now is I've got a 4-inch gap over here. It's actually less than 4 inches to code. It's actually 3 15/16 of a gap. It's 4, I call it 4 minus, okay? But for all intents and purposes, let's just call this 4 inches, okay? Over here, look how close I was. It's 2 3/4. Okay, so here you go. You listening? All right. So you take 4 inches on that side plus 2 3/4 on that side. That equals 6 3/4 inches. Okay? So you have 6 3/4 inches between the 2 spaces. So divide that in half. Half of 6 3/4 is 3 3/8. And that's what we need to make our outside picket spacers, 3 3/8, to make this work. So they're equal here and equal here. So how do you do that safely, you ask? All right, this is what I do. The first thing you're gonna do is you gotta cut your picket spacers down to 3 3/8. I'm not gonna cut both sides down to 3 3/8. I'm gonna cut one side down to 3 3/8. The safest way to do that is to use a spare piece of your bottom rail to snap your picket spacer on and cut it, okay? So here we go. So I'm just gonna snap this on here, like that. This way you don't have to have your fingers anywhere near this cut. And that's really important. 3 3/8 was our measurement. There's 3 3/8. Now I'm gonna cut this. And like I said, it's better if you have a scrap piece of this laying around, but if you don't, just use whatever you gotta use, okay? There's 1. There's 2. Okay, so now that's the safest way I found. Create your spacers. Okay, so now I've got 2 identical spacers at 3 3/8 of an inch. Remember that gap I was telling you about earlier that the bottom rail doesn't meet up to the top or the end of the post? This is where you're gonna hide it. Okay? Oops. You're gonna snap this right on here, like so. Okay? Now you have a nice clean look. Same with up here. Okay, so now you've got your 3 3/8. Now you're gonna bang everything over. Okay, so now this side was 3 3/8. We should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 3/8 of an inch. We're 3 1/4 plus, so we're a 1/16 short. Now, I could sit here and bang on all this stuff and see if I could get that 1/16 back, but it's still pretty close to 3 1/4 plus. Up here I've got 3 1/4 minus, so there's something that needs to be made up here. Okay, I think we just made it up. Made up our 1/8. So I'm 3 1/4 here, I'm 3 1/4 plus here, I'm 3 3/8 down there. I can live with it. So I'm gonna cut my bottom piece at 3 1/4 plus, or even at 3 1/4, and maybe cut this one at 3 1/4 minus, just so I don't scratch up the side of the post installing those parts. So let's do that. So then you just take that bad boy, snap it in. There we go. There we go. And that is how you complete a Regal Ideas aluminum picket handrail system. So if you like what you saw today, please click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time we're putting out fresh content, click the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something today. Have a great day.